Greetings everyone. I am Uday Sharma from the Triple Department of Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today I am going to discuss about the topic energy conservation and its importance. Energy conservation is the process of reducing the demand for energy and enable the energy supply to begin to rebuild itself. Many times, the best way of doing this is to replace energy used with an alternate source. Energy needs to be conserved to cut costs, to preserve the resources for longer use, etc. Conservational energy sources pollute the environment by emitting harmful gases to the atmosphere. Mostly conventional energy sources can be defined as a burning of fossil fuels, etc. Conventional energy sources are limited and might expire one day. These are also non-renewable energy sources. Energy conservation is a decision of practice of using less energy. This can be defined as a quote or motto of energy conservation, the decision and the practice of using less energy. Turning off the light when you leave the room, unplugging appliances when you're not in use, and walking instead of driving are all examples of energy conservation. Like if it is a short distance, you can use legs or we can walk there for a short time so that we can reduce the usage of the fossil fuels burn and reduce the pollutants, and we can also reduce the cost of the fuel. Energy conservation is when you make a conscious decision to use less energy. We might be wondering whether it is simple or not. Not only it is simple, but also it's quite beneficial. When we lower the amount of energy we use, we slow down fossil fuel depletion and clean up the environment. While we are at it, we end up saving ourselves money. Let's take a closer look. Currently, the primary energy sources in the world are fossil fuels like oil, coal, natural gas. However, fossil fuels are non-renewable resources. They are created deep down to the surface, Earth's surface, over the course of millions of years. We are using them so fast that they will eventually become exhausted. That means they'll completely become zero. What's more fossil fuel negative impact than environment? Coal is the number one pollutant in the world. Burning it leads to carbon dioxide emissions that contribute to global warming. Plus, burning coal causes acid rains, smog, and soot. It even creates toxic air emissions, which is linked to cognitive disabilities, cancer, other severe health-related conditions. Like we know that burning of coal emits a lot of pollutants, mostly carbon dioxide, which causes global warming and leads to further more complications. This is one of the major drawbacks to this fossil fuel burning. Energy is the backbone of complete production activity. Any production activity cannot operate without energy as it is important aspect of development progress. Like if you take the industrial sector, it needs energy to create something or to work. As well as the agricultural sector, it needs energy to power the bore or irrigation facilities. Energy is used in a large scale in every sector and everywhere around the world. Let's see what are the benefits of conserving the energy. We help the environment by reducing the pollutants released into the atmosphere over the usage of unwanted or wasted power. Like if I conserve energy for a short period of time, that I have saved the energy and I have also reduced the pollutants released in the earth for generating the energy required that I used or I conserved. That is, I have conserved a short period of uh, a short amount of environment that that which was going to be polluted by the usage of this energy or wasted power. As most of the energy being used in today's generation is powered through burning of the fossil fuels, conservation of energy brings down the usage of fossil fuels by at least a few percent. And by adding the usage of renewable resources, the conservation of energy can be taken to the further more levels. One of the foreseen thing about energy conservation that we also can use is that we can save a lot of money in the conservation of energy. Let us discuss part by part of this energy conservation. Energy conservation and its importance towards environment. When you limit your energy usage, you lower your impact in the environment. The longer we go without making significant changes, the greater the threat of global warming and climate change become to our daily lives. When we burn fossil fuels, they create an incredible amount of greenhouse gas emissions. These gases, which include carbon dioxide, add up faster than the atmosphere can absorb them, which prevents Earth from being able to maintain a stable temperature properly. The planet's rising temperatures are what we refer to as global warming. We classify the side effects of warming as climate change. We observe the side effects through events such as changes in sea level, cold snaps, droughts, hurricanes, melting glaciers, and wildfires. Fortunately, we can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by reducing our use of energy. Energy conservation and effect on fossil fuels. It is inevitable that we will run out of fossil fuels at some point, even though we rely so strongly on them as our primary energy source. As such, we must begin limiting our energy consumption now. The lower we burn the non-renewable sources, the more time we have to develop the alternate energy sources because existing are fossil fuels. In other words, we reduce or lower the usage of fossil fuels, we give the time to the fossil fuels to regenerate and can be used in future. Excess usage of fossil fuels also yields in low efficiency fuels, like lower efficiency carbon, which emits higher pollutants again and gives less efficiency, which are not which as we have discussed, which are not only gives less power but also emits a lot of pollutants into the environment. Energy conservation and saving money. Firstly, the rise in the price of fossil fuels like petrol and diesel will start as the slowdown of the usage of reduce. Like if you like if we use the fossil fuels less, the demand for the fossil fuels reduces, so the prices also tends to be stable. Secondly, we can reduce the utility bills. That is, we follow some of the energy conservation methods. Coming to the electrical power consumed, we can reduce our electrical bills. The transport charges can be reduced by using the non-renewable, like renewable sources of energy to power the fuel of the vehicles. The type of appliances we also use plays a major role in the money saving through the energy conservation. Like major efficiency equipment can be used. Like if we take example, the fans which we use, for example, the lights, we can use the LED lights. As we have discussed the energy conservation methods, here are the few examples. Drive a smaller vehicle that gets better mileage or purchase a hybrid or electrical vehicle. Like if it's an old vehicle, it emits a lot of pollutants, takes so much fuel, and gives less mileage. These three are very much bans to the environment. So by switching to the hybrid or electrical vehicle or a gas vehicle or which gives higher mileage, the petrol ratio or the fuel ratio can be used. Turning off lights, unplugging electronics and other devices, and their chargers every time they are not in use. Replace all of your halogen incandescent bulbs with compact fluorescent light bulbs or CFLs, LEDs, or smart light bulbs. As LEDs consume less power and smart light bulbs uses energy under energy efficiency, and smart lights are very energy efficient. Keeping window cars or window covering like uh, like keeping the curtains open during the sunny day to avoid the switching on lights. And we can also get the warmth of the sun in the cold winter days, and we can also get cool breezes on a rainy day or any other sunny days. Clean or replacing air filters for your cooling systems and heating systems are recommended, as the air gets accumulated or the dust gets accumulated, it takes more power. Once we clean the air filters, we know that it takes less power to give the cold or air, required temperature air. These are the conserving methods, importance, etc. can be of the regarding the energy conservation. Energy conservation. Thank you. This is Uday Sharma signing off.